Welcome to Introspectively Speaking, the podcast where I invite you into my stream of consciousness. You'll get to listen in on real conversations as they unfold between me and my friends, and sometimes the conversations I have with myself. We'll explore universal topics, life lessons learned, and reflect on the truths we often keep to ourselves. There's a little something for everyone to relate to in this podcast. With the right balance of levity and depth, I can promise you one thing. You will always leave with at least one thing to think about. With that, I'm your host, Linette, and now it's time to go on some trails.
Come on, let's get it.
So welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Introspectively Speaking. I'm Linette, and today I'm so excited to be joined by Juice, Ugo, Juicy, and sometimes Jucifer.
What's happening, everybody?
So let's start by asking, who's Jucifer?
Who is that? I don't know. That person only comes out at the 11:30. It's still early right now. What time is it?
It's
8:19.
8:19.
We still got 3 more hours, baby. We're good. Right now you're talking to Juice.
We're recording a night podcast, and today is sponsored by Tito's, which is Juice's
I know what time it is.
favorite. If you ever get the opportunity to hang out with Juice, you're going to learn very quickly that the only thing that he drinks is Tito's, tonic, and lime.
Right.
Give him a Tito's and soda, and he'll be really pissed off. So
Salud.
Cheers, Juicy. Cheers. We have an audience today. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little strong. So
You made that. I didn't make that.
I know. So I start every podcast episode by asking my guest, how do we know each other?
I met through a mutual friend, Linette, one of my good friends. And ever since that day, the day I met her, I was like, this is one of the most important people in my life. To this day, right now. That's a fact. I'm telling you for real. I don't care about this podcast. I'm telling you the real thing. You want me to talk for real?
Of course I do. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to remember like the very first time that I met you, though.
When was that? I was probably lit. That was probably Juicer, but that wasn't Juice.
You might have been Jucifer. I don't remember like if I think
Where
about
was it?
Long enough, maybe I'll remember, but I don't know. I just know we have really, really good memories together. And we're continuing to make them.
We have great memories together.
This year, we've had a lot of good ones already.
Yeah.
But like in the past, like going to Vegas, the first time that you taught me what a Glizzy was. Can you tell that story?
We're in Las Vegas, right? So we get to Las Vegas. We go somewhere. We get on the roller coaster in the New York hotel. That roller coaster is horrible.
Horrible.
Don't go on that shit.
You will break your neck.
We get there. We stop. We're like, yo, let's get some food. And Amber's like, I'm like, yo, you want something? He's like, yeah, I want a hot dog. I'm like, you want a glizzy? He's like, what's a glizzy? I'm like, hold on. What do you mean? What's a glizzy? I don't know what a glizzy. I'm like, there's two terms. I'm a street dude, so a glizzy is either a Glock or it's a hot dog. Okay. Oh my God, I learned something new today. That's it. Right?
Yeah. So I think we learned a lot.
How many glizzies did you eat that day?
One glizzy.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've learned a lot from each other, right?
Your facts. I've learned a lot. I learned more from you than you have from me.
I don't think so.
I'm telling you. What do you mean you don't think so?
Okay, well, give us an example of what you've learned.
You coaching me a lot. A lot. Since I met you, I've learned how to talk a lot different. I've learned how to treat me. Stop making me laugh. Hold on. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like that's why I love her so much, because I learned there's like levels in life. There's levels. Like you meet people. There's certain people that you meet, and there's like and Amber, and she's my sister. I tell everyone everywhere I go. Everybody looks at her and they see her like, yo, that's Juice's little sister.
You literally call me your little sister.
All the time.
Yeah.
Because you are.
Yeah. Okay. So we've learned a lot from each other. I mean, if it's you being cultured, but it's also me being cultured too, because I think I've learned a lot about your lifestyle, what you've been through. Also, I think I love
Who would think that me and you will hang out together?
Exactly.
Nobody will ever in their life.
Sometimes we go out and I'm like, oh my God, they're going to think I'm like his hoe.
Never. Has anybody ever treated you like that?
No, because I don't carry myself that way either.
But hold on.
Okay.
Has anyone, you've been on me everywhere.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever treated you like that?
No. But again, I don't carry myself in that manner.
No, you don't.
But it's still true. They see you and they're like, I think people when they see you, right, you're completely tatted up. You got face tattoos.
That doesn't mean nothing.
People judge a book by its cover all the time. But the thing about you is that when people get to know you, like nobody can help but love you.
I've been like this since I was 18 years old. Mm. I'm 41 years old. I'm gonna be 42 in June.
Happy early birthday.
So, like I've dealt with that shit all my life. Yeah. Oh, people look at me like, oh, that guy's a fuck. And as soon as I open my mouth and I start talking to people, they're like, bro, what? Yeah. Yo, who is this dude? Yeah. I'm not lit on Instagram. I'm lit like in real life.
Oh, wait. Are we going to talk about Instagram right now?
No, we're not talking about Instagram. Instagram is not real.
Instagram is not real.
It's a lie.
But you do have 25,000 followers.
Yeah, I know all of them too.
That's wild. I was just bitching at you the other day because I was like, there's not one single picture of me on your Instagram. So look,
everybody listen to me. Okay. I'm on the podcast now. I'm talking to my best friend. I love her. I have to put a big ass picture of Amber. Yeah. I have my own. Hey, listen, you guys. I have my own Pocahontas. Do you guys know Pocahontas?
Oh my God. Yes. Now it's, people won't be able to unsee it. The thing is, I don't have like my long hair at the moment.
You know what, girl? You're a real life Pocahontas.
I know.
I'm telling you.
I am actually, like, genetically and everything I am. But, that's
okay, so then
another time that we can talk about that. Okay. But so I know that Instagram is not real, right?
It's real, but you know what?
It's the highlight reel. Unless people choose to show, like, they're really what's happening. I do a little bit of both. I've started to first of all, like for years now, I kind of like deleted everything on my Instagram because I was in a phase of wanting to reinvent myself. I had realized at some point that what was there didn't truly reflect who I was. And then I was also in a period of like trying to find my individuality again. And so I had changed it all. And then this last year with this major life transition that I'm going through, I've started first of all, I've taken many social media breaks. Second, I have fallen into the trap of social media of like looking at the highlight reel and taking whatever I see for face value. But really when we think about Instagram and social media, it's literally just a snapshot in time. So you could see somebody having the best time of their life, but it doesn't capture all the quiet moments, the lonely moments, the moments where they're really going through a hard time. And I think that's something that's really, really important to remember.
Look, we go out to eat. We went out to eat today, right? Mm-hmm. Good ass food. We go regular places, it don't matter. We eat good food. I hate people that go and they post everything they eat.
Every single little thing, yeah. Well, I have friends who do that, but also it's a source of joy for people. So I think it's like, okay. So
that's how Instagram really started, right?
How? With food?
Instagram started, like people will post pictures of their vacations. Yeah. And what they would eat. And there was like a place to a reference. Yo, this place is great. Yeah. Look what I ate.
Like a photo diary.
Then people, yes. So then people made it like I'm sad today.
But what's the, okay. No, so hold on, wait. Because I think everybody is in their own right to, at the end of the day, everybody is in their own right to post every single little thing. I think I'm just going through a time where it's not always happy. And so.
That's fine. We're all.
I think it's just the reality.
That's cool. But when you start posting shit like, this shit, personal shit, I don't want to, me personally, yeah. I don't want to go on Instagram and when I open this shit and I start scrolling and I see, I can't stand you don't want to hear negative shit.
Oh, yeah.
You want to hear only positive things.
Some people.
When you turn on the news, you know what the news does, right?
Yeah.
What do you hear on the news?
Horrible things.
Everything. They never tell you
From
nothing
what
good.
I perceive as horrible things, because everybody
Of
will
course.
have their own
They
opinion
only
on that.
because it's what makes people like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This, like, they don't tell you nothing good. So why would this is the same thing with Instagram?
Yeah.
I love going on Instagram when I see one of my dogs. I say, damn, I'm winning. I like that.
Yeah.
If I see a bitch post an ass picture, bro, that shit does not impress me. I'll slide right by that shit, bro. It's not.
That's fair. I think everybody,
You know what I'm saying?
in summary, right? Everybody can use it in their own way.
Of course.
I think the point that I'm trying to make is
people
that
misuse it though a lot.
it can be misused in so many different ways, and I think the reality is for people like myself, who I will admit like have looked at it and been like wow, these people's lives are perfect, right? In a time where I'm like, fuck, mine is not. So this is like the truth. I'll be on. This is me personally. It takes me a moment to be like, wait, no, this is literally just a snapshot in time. This is not the full story. This is not the moment, again, where they are lonely and down and not, this is a happy moment. And that's fine. That's actually totally okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course it is. It's supposed to be like this. There's like, look, at the end of the day, everyone goes through their own things, their own trials and tribulations.
Absolutely. And I think we're going to get a little bit more into trials and tribulations today. So tell me, what is one of the... Okay, so you and I, we are not... People would not necessarily put us together as friends.
Never.
Right? But why do you think it works?
Because it's like, what's that the white sign and the black sign?
Yin and yang.
It's like that. You know why I love you so much? Because I understand you come from a different world than me.
Yeah.
So I learn from you, and I know you learn a lot of shit from me too.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it so easy for us to get along.
Mm-hmm.
Because we understand each other.
We understand each other. We can talk about things.
Facts.
We don't agree on everything.
No, we don't.
No, we do not.
No. Hell no, we don't.
We do not agree on everything.
Start.
Yeah, we won't start. But I also feel...
We agree on a lot of things, though.
We've what?
We agree on a lot of things.
We do agree on a lot of values, foundational things. So another thing is that we can have real conversations.
Of course.
Like, we've cried together.
Yes.
We
100%.
talk about everything.
100%. That's why I love you so much, right? I tell everybody like the same thing. I tell you and I tell everybody so they can understand this shit. Like, I'm a grown man. I'm 41 years old. And you're one of the only people in my life that I can tell anything to. Sometimes you just need somebody to listen to you.
Yeah.
I don't want you to tell me, if I know I did something fucked up, I know it's fucked up. I don't need you to tell me, you know what, Juice, you fucked up. I know. Yeah. Just listen to me.
Yeah. So you would say I'm like a safe space for you?
Oh, you're super safe. You're like are you crazy? You're like Bank of America.
I'm the vault. But you know what's so interesting about that is that I've done a lot of work in building friendships this last year where I've been told where I'm a safe space for them. But sometimes, right, especially if you're like with someone, you could be the safest person for everybody, but then there might be that one person, maybe because there's feelings and different emotions and expectations involved where you are not that safe space for them.
This is the thing that that's like a double-edged sword, right? So when you're like everyone's safe space, who's your safe space?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I've had to find them because I've struggled
it's not easy.
Personally with feeling like a burden to everybody for the longest time. I never had a safe space because I always had to keep it in when I was growing up.
Now you got me, baby. It's all good.
I know you are one of my safe spaces. You don't judge me,
yeah,
which I love. And I've found those people, but it's come with a lot of communication of like, I may have to preface like, hey, I would like to tell you something, but like, tell me if it's...
Why we don't tell people certain things? Because you think you tell somebody, hey, look, this is going on. They'll be like, and They'll judge you.
Also, if it impacts them. You know, like if I'm going to tell you something and I know that it's not that I'm like talking to you just if like let's say you and I are in a relationship, right? Like if I'm going to tell you something that's about you that's going to impact you, right? It's a little bit scarier than if I'm just telling you something that it regards someone else.
You know what? That's only a weak person would think like that.
You saying I'm weak?
No. I would never. Hell no.
Oh.
You're one of the strongest people I know. What I'm saying is like, if you tell me something, I'd rather you tell. You could tell me what you know. You could tell me whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know this.
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm gonna get mad at you?
Maybe you might.
No,
but even if I think that's the point, right? Like if you want to tell somebody something and you know it's about them, I think you also kind of have to expect that they're going to have a reaction. They might get mad, they might be upset. You have to allow them to kind of like go through whatever it is that they're going to go through. And you kind of work through it, you know?
Look, I want to say this, right? Cuz I like to get this shit out. I've been through a lot of things in my life. A lot of things. One day I called my mom and I said, "Mom, listen, I just want you to listen to me because you're the only person that I feel I can talk to like this."
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like dying.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go to sleep, I'm like, yo, I don't want to wake up tomorrow because you go through things in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's like, I would never kill myself because I'm not a coward. Never. I'm here for a reason. So at the end of the day, I'm like, damn. But it's hard though. So I want somebody to listen to me.
Yeah. And I think you bring up a really real thing that maybe not everybody experiences, or at the very least, maybe not everybody will admit to experiencing.
They don't.
The thoughts of like, I shouldn't be here. So trigger warning, I guess.
Have you ever,
say that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about committing suicide?
I've thought, why am I here? So have I thought like I'm going to commit suicide? No.
So if you think
I've
about
absolutely thought like, why am I here? I've had moments of like, where you just kind of can't get out of and if, I don't know, maybe not everybody can relate to that, but I know for the people who can, like they're going to understand. Like I've definitely had moments, deep moments when I'm alone. Never like with someone, but if I'm alone and I'm like really in it.
If you're around me, you're never anything like that.
No, it doesn't typically happen when I'm around people. It's when I'm by myself and I'm reflecting and I'm thinking and I'm like,
that's what you
in my own spirals of things. I've absolutely had the feeling of like, why am I here? Yeah. Damn, that went deep fast. Yeah. Okay, but
that's cool.
But I want to transition now too.
Talk to me, baby.
Okay. So you've mentioned that you've been through a lot in your life.
Yes, ma'am.
And so one thing I really want to talk about today was your prison story. So you was in prison. 5
years.
Tell us about it.
I went to prison when I was 21 years old. I'm 41 now. It was 20 years ago. I went to prison when I was 21. Mm-hmm. 5 years. Never got out. Never told on nobody. I'm solid. As solid as they come. This shit's so easy. For real. But that shit made me a man. For real. I thought I was lit. Like, for real. I made $40,000 a week when I was 18 years old, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of people will never. People can't even fix it.
$40,000
every week.
At 18 years old, I can't
every
even.
Every week. People can't even fix their mouth to even say
to my, like,
People could never even fix their mouth to say that shit. I did that. And it was nothing. When I was that young, I didn't understand.
Yeah.
What it was. But I did it. When I went to prison, I was like, damn, I'm going to jail for 5 years. When the judge was like, yo, 5 years, he sentenced me. He's like, you have anything to say? I turned around. I looked at my mom and my grandma. I was like, don't worry about it, baby. It's all good. The two most important people in my life is my mom and my grandma. My grandma passed away in 2017. I have 3 daughters. The only thing I own in this world is my daughters. My mom, she's my mom, but at the end of the day, the only thing, the only thing I own in this world is my daughters. No material, no nothing. And it's not like, a lot of people walk around in Miami, Florida, this shit is a facade. A lot of people live fake ass lives here. Yeah. Like for real. Mm-hmm. You will see people and you see them, they drive nice cars and they live in Brickell and a lot of the times they sit in their couch and they're like, how am I gonna pay the rent this month?
That's so true.
It's a fact.
It's really,
I've seen
true.
it.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. I'm gonna tell you something. Yo, when I wake up in the morning every day, and I get up from my bed and I put my 2 feet on the ground. This shit is different, bro. This shit is like, it's for real. Have you ever seen, and I know people that see me, I'm like, damn, Juice, you're the same person since you were 12 years old. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's normal. It's not like, you're not supposed to fake who you are as a human being.
I will say this, right? Like having known you now for 6 years, okay? And seeing you over time, within that 6 years, different points in your life, right? Maybe like, I don't know if it's like success necessarily, but like at higher points, at lower points, I've seen you partying, not partying. I do feel like even over these 6 years, you're the same person at the core, always a good person. I do think that you've evolved. You've continued to mature in your life. And you tell me if I have this correct, but I also think a lot of it comes with your own reflection, which we talked about at dinner today.
We did.
Right?
Yes, we did. And I'm like, man, in life, you have to understand your mistakes and you have to learn how to admit that you're wrong.
Yeah.
And I did. I was wrong a lot. So for me to be able to grow and to say I'm a man, I'm like, damn, I fucked up.
Yeah.
10 years ago. I did this wrong. And that's what lets me go on. It lets me move forward to the next level.
It really does. And I think for me, I've gotten to a point, and I don't know if it's like a mix of, because it doesn't feel good to feel guilt for something. I don't know if you can relate to that, but feeling guilt.
We hold on to a lot of shit. So you think 10 years ago, damn, I could have done this shit different.
Yeah.
Bro, so this is so...
So imagine, right, if somebody comes to realize that now, like right now, if they come to realize that in any circumstance in their life, okay, maybe they're angry at someone or something, but if they don't have the ability to pause the anger, okay, and then say, what role did I play in this, okay? Your chances of moving forward are greatly slowed down. So for me, it's become, and maybe to a fault in some cases, I think it can go like a little too far, but I've gotten to a point where I'm like, if somebody tells me I'm wrong about something or I made them feel a certain way, I will definitely have my moment of maybe like denial or blame or whatever, but I'm gonna really work very quickly to get past that, because somebody felt that way for a reason. So if I'm able to say, you know what, you're right, or maybe not necessarily you're right, but like, I'm just sorry for making you feel that way, and I take that accountability, I'm going to be able to move forward much faster than if I just held on to the anger that came with what somebody told me.
It mean you, that's great what you said. It mean you get into I don't think I will ever get into, since I know you, I don't think we ever even have.
Like no, but it's possible.
It can happen.
Yeah.
So if it does happen.
Yeah.
You think if me and you have a disagreement or argument, you think that I will not apologize to you?
I think you would.
On 1,000%.
I think it also, for me, I think the one thing that tethers it all, now I think it also depends on the offense, right? Like if you were to, I don't know, physically harm me, right? I don't know, it would take me way longer to get over that than if you were to do something else. So I think we have to take into account whatever the offense is.
You're one of the only people in this planet that can tell me, yo, Juice, you're fucked up. What I tell you, I'm like, okay, Amber, you're right. Because it's the respect and the love that I have. It's the respect,
and that's what I was going to say. It's the respect that you have for somebody and the love that you have for somebody. I know that love isn't enough.
Love isn't enough.
But to finish the thought, like, I know that love isn't enough in certain dynamics, but I do think that it's the tether that, like, okay, do I love this person? Like, really, truly, do I love this person? Okay, then I'm gonna put in the time, the work, the energy, the thought, the reflection, the whatever, to move forward from this. But if my personal opinion, if you're not able to do that, how you can't really ever expect to repair anything with anyone. And that's okay. Like, you can just move on and, like, drop that person from your life. That's okay, too. That's your prerogative. But that's not how I personally want to live my life. If I love somebody, right, like, I want to find a solution, a middle ground, an
100%.
agreement, an understanding. That's what I want.
If that person is still going to be around and you want to keep them up, correct.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. I live, like, the way I live my life, I live, like, way, my heart is bigger than my body. Yeah. If I love you, you know I love you, for real. You know how I am. You've been with me everywhere.
Yeah.
So you know how I am and you know how I carry myself. I'm just a regular person.
I want to go back to prison. I mean, I've never been, so not literally, but, like, I want to go back to your prison experience. Can you tell everybody what that was like? Give us the real picture of what that was like.
Prison, I'm gonna tell you, right? So prison to me, that was like one of the best experiences I ever had in my life. So when you're a kid growing up and you go through, like, your teenage years and that's the experiences that you live.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I went to prison when I was 21 years old. I went to prison, I was like, man, I'm gonna be here for 5 years. I met a lot of good people, a lot of great people.
Yeah?
Yes. Some of the dopest men in the planet are in prison. Because you do what you got to do you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to tell you my routine.
Yeah.
I went to prison and I would tell my roommate, say, yo, every day for 1 hour, can you leave the room? And I want to meditate. I want to be by myself. When I did that, what I did was I broke myself down. So I'm going to break myself down. I'm going to fix everything that's wrong with me. I'm going to take this time to fix everything that's wrong with me. I did this wrong. I didn't respect my mom. I didn't respect my family. I went to prison. The only person that never missed a beat was my mother. She would drive for 5 years, 6 hours, stay in a visit for 8 hours, and drive back to Miami, Florida.
Wow.
5 years she did that. I would tell her, yo, stop. She's like, as long as you're here, I'm here with you. You know?
Unconditional love.
Shout out to my mother, Elizabeth Rodriguez, man. Yeah. That lady's one of the dopest people not because she's my mama, but she's special. And then a lot of people don't understand that. I never had a father. I never grew up with a father. And people use the excuse, oh, he don't have a father figure. That's a lie. But I grew up, a woman raised me. And she did a good ass job. I feel like she did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so when all that was happening, I'm like, me and my mom, I rebelled a lot when I was younger. And I learned to respect when your parents tell you, yo, this is like this, it's for a reason.
I want to go back to your meditative state in prison, right? So would you say that your most, your biggest revelations, right, in terms of you finding people that you need to maybe apologize to or ways that you need to grow came from those hour moments where you were by yourself?
Yeah.
And also you were alone for, what was it, six years?
5 years.
5 years.
Yes.
So you really had a chance to, you were in solitude.
Yeah, I was away from the world. I was around people, but I was away from everybody who mattered.
So do you think that today, now that you're not in that place, right, you can do whatever you want, okay? You can hang out with whoever you want to hang out with. Yeah. Do you feel like today you're able to reflect and grow the same way as if when you were completely alone?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because it's faster now because now I'm in control. Back then I wasn't in control. I don't need this is where you're at right here. Handle this. And I dealt with the situation how I could the best I can. So now it's like I choose what I want to do, who I want to speak to, who I want to affiliate with as different things.
Yeah.
So now it's easier, it's faster.
Do you think that you need to hit a rock bottom in order to really change and grow?
I did. I hit rock bottom. There's a saying, right? They say that, yo, if you learn how to you could be a millionaire one time, lose it all. Once you be a millionaire one time, you could do it all again, because you already know how to do it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like it comes with everything. If everything is great, everything is great. When everything starts fucking up and you start say, damn, this and this was wrong, the only way you can figure that out is if you fuck that shit up.
Yeah. But I guess that also comes with, right? Like, if you have reflected enough to feel like things are fucked up for you, because things could hit rock bottom and then you can get to a new destination or find a new person, and it can feel like, whoa, this is what I've been bogged down in this mess or this like really tough emotional time, and now I'm out of it and it's feeling so much better. And so does that change like your ability to reflect on what happened, because now you're in this new situation where you're like, this is good, this feels good?
Of course. Of course.
But is that a rock bottom?
Where you at?
Like, what if you don't give yourself time to process the rock bottom?
That's what taught me that time I was in jail.
Yeah.
That's what I was in prison.
Because you could have continued to distract, right?
Nah. If I would have never gone to prison, I would have never been who I am right now.
That's what I'm.
Because that shit fixed me. That shit really did. That shit brought me back to reality.
So what flaws do you find that you have today?
I'm not perfect.
Okay.
I have a million flaws. Sometimes I lie to people to not make them feel bad. I should tell people in their face. That's shit.
So real though, what you're saying. Like, thank you for saying that. But what is it?
Like, sometimes you gotta lie to people and tell them, hey, look, no, it's cool, and really you should tell them you ain't shit. Who you want?
I guess it's like picking and choosing your battles, right? Like, if you really love someone, let me ask you, if it's a matter of like an acquaintance that you're like, okay, I don't need to like live with this person, like I don't really care about them that much, I could see it being like, I'll lie to them because I don't really care. Like, it's picking and choosing battles. But if you really fucking love someone, right? Like you say you do, would you have the courage to sit there and tell them the hard thing?
Amber, if you do some fucking bullshit to me,
yeah,
I'm gonna look at you and I'm like, yo, I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
Cause I love you. If I don't give a fuck about you, bro, I won't even say nothing to you, bro. I'll let you hang yourself.
Yeah, so it's like a picking and choosing of battles. It depends on who it is.
If I care about you and I care about you, I expect the same thing from you. You know that you can tell me, Juice, I don't like this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna answer? I'm gonna, okay, baby, you got it. Cause I love you and I respect whatever the fuck you say holds weight to me.
Yeah.
It's that simple. If you don't mean shit to me, I'll be like, yeah, whatever, then get the fuck out of here.
Right. Yeah. So
it doesn't mean nothing.
It depends on who the person is.
Exactly. It depends who the person is. So at the end of the day, if you're gonna say something to me, whatever you tell me, I'm not gonna answer you right away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna lay down. I'm like, damn, Amber said, yo, I don't like this shit. And I want to understand why you don't like that shit.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. So I think we've gone a little all over the place today. We talked a little bit about social media. We've talked about like growth, a lot about growth, right? But now, who is Juice today? And also, I want to talk a lot about your profession, because that's Juice Cuts who you are. Do you find that a lot of your identity comes from your profession? And what is your profession?
Bro, I'm 41. I started cutting hair when I was 15 years old. Everybody that I met, the shit that I've done in my life is come through that.
You've gotten like so many doors shit that I've done open for you because of what you do.
Because of what I do.
I think that's so
and awesome. Everybody gets so close to me because of what I do.
Yeah.
I'm nothing.
What I love about this is that, like, I know a lot of female like hairstylists, including my own, right? And I don't want to say every woman, because I don't know that for a fact, but most women, you sit in the chair, and especially if you've been with somebody for a long time, like I have, shout out Ivana from Lux Color Lounge. I love you so much. We've been together for like, she's one of my longest relationships actually. And you sit and they get to know you. And even though maybe you don't develop like a close friendship with them, like you're not hanging out with them on the weekend, she's still one of these people that honestly knows.
You probably talk to her about everything.
Everything that goes on in my life.
That's
which is why I understand like barber podcasts exist, because it's got to be the same for males. And so from the male perspective, what do you think?
It's like me. I started my career. I started cutting hair when I was 15. Cutting NFL players, fighters. David Njoku, one of my greatest friends. George Masvidal, one of the greatest fighters to ever exist to walk earth.
Yeah.
Deion Dawkins. These are people that they're like, these people are really lit. I met them because I cut their hair one time.
Yeah.
I cut their hair and we became friends. And I respect and I love them.
I think when it comes to friendships, it's really how you and I became friends too. Because you and I became friends because Lisette walked in to get her hair cut and you cut her hair. Yes. And then it opened the door to this friendship that we have.
I became her
today.
friend. But it's like that. That's how life works. And that's why I'm where I'm at right now. Like a lot of people, I grew up single parent, mother. I probably don't fly more private jets than a lot of these niggas ever see in their life. For real. Because of the people that I'm surrounded by.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's a good feeling. But at the end of the day, me, who I am as a person, that shit doesn't define who I am as a man. I don't care if you tell me I'm lit. I don't care. My daughters tell me I'm lit. That's what matters to me.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's cool. It's awesome. We're good.
So it's a whole culmination of things, right?
It's a lot of things.
You've been through trials and tribulations in your life. You know, you found,
oh my God.
you found like your purpose, your career, what you do. It's opened up many doors. You've created many friendships, and you've, I think, made a good life for yourself in building relationships with people, including me.
The best relationship.
I love you.
I love you more.
I love you so much. So I think in closing today, if you had one piece of advice to give everybody who listens, okay, what would it be?
The simplest thing in life is to be just genuine, man. Be who you are. Be yourself. Respect everyone. Love everyone. And life will be so easy. If you go outside and the person that cleans the bathroom, you shake their hand, that's it. Everything trickles down so easily. I wake up every day, I'm like, I just try to be the best person I can. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I just tell everybody, yo, it's so simple. Life is simple, Amber. Be yourself. Be who you are. What you see is what you get. Don't never, like, if you gotta keep up with the act, then you out of gas. You're in trouble. If you're yourself, you can wake up every day and do the same thing and be like, yo, this is who this motherfucker is, bro. It's like that.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, well, growing up, I don't care who you are. If you couldn't fight, it's cool. Just say you can't fight. Yo, Jules, don't get into a fight. I can't fight. And I know not to depend on you. But if you act like you can fight and I get into a fight and you can't fight and now you started running, then there's a problem.
So it's about authenticity at the end. Facts. Authenticity, and I think maintaining relationships that are really, if they're truly important to you,
of course,
putting in the time, the effort, the energy to like make sure that it's important to you.
Whoever's attached to you, they gotta be the same way with you as you are with them. And that's it. It's simple. This is not rocket science. It's just simple, bro. It's easy. Yeah. Easy work.
Easy work. Easy work is the best way to end this. Because I learned that from you.
Work.
This is easy work, baby. Oh my God. Well, thank you so much
for
coming on my podcast.
Let's
I love you so much.
I love you more, baby.
Judy and Amber, and stay tuned because we're probably...
Yo, right now, what time is it? Jucifer is about to come out.
It's 9:46. We have about 2 hours before Jucifer
It's still early.
Officially arrives. It's not here yet, but Jucifer will be coming out. Thank you so very much for coming on.
Love you, baby.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody. And until next time, sending you a big, big hug. Thanks for tuning in to Introspectively Speaking. I hope something in today's conversation sparked something within you. Take a moment to reflect on what resonated, and if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to rate and review. Your feedback helps keep the conversation going. Until next time, sending you a big, big hug.